Now, if you were with me last week, you saw me build this, the homemade domino joiner, and I'll leave a card up in the corner to that video in case you missed it. But I ended the video without completing the build. I had not installed the side limiting stops. Now you can see there they are right there, and they're adjustable. I also did not install a forward stop. And this right here is how I address that. I just drilled a hole into the end of one of the slide bearing bases and put a washer there. So it can only go as far as that washer. And that is just a hair past the halfway point on the domino. So today we're going to build something with it. So I have here some 3/4 inch maple plywood. Let's do a test joint just to see how it works out. One of the things we're going to have to do is we're going to have to mark the center line of the domino for the one that we're going to drill into the end. We're also going to have to transfer that same center line to the edge of the one where we're going to bore into the face of the wood. And the way I'm going to do that is I've got the two center lines marked on this piece. I'll just butt it right up there to the other piece. Leave a mark. Now we'll clamp the piece to the bench to hold it securely. Then we'll come in and drill our two domino holes. Now we'll align to the other holes and we'll bore into the side. Now we'll glue these up, test the joint. And that is way too much glue. There we go. Clamp that up. And as Laura Comp says, let glue dry. Okay, so I gave it 24 hours. Let's see what happened there. Still square, didn't shift. And that is oh man, that is a nice strong joint. I think that test proved the concept. Now let's build something.
A couple of years ago, I built a cabinet to hold on my sanders, and it turned out okay, but not the best. I think we'll rebuild that, and here I'm laying out all the places for where I'm going to want dominoes. I also have some UHMW drawers I want to use, so we'll leave a provision to use those also.
You ever see this trick? You got your mark, put your pencil on the mark, move the square up to it.
So I wasn't really using my table saw to justify the amount of floor space it was taking up, so I got rid of it in favor of this contractor model. Here I'm cutting out the top, the middle shelf, and the bottom. I'm also making a big box that will basically be a big drawer that will sit in the bottom of it to hold all my sanders. Then I need a bunch of rails that the UHMW drawers will slide on. Nothing but a bunch of strips of plywood. Then I'm using this piece of 1/2 inch plywood as a back to hold it all together, stiffen it up. Then comes the layout and boring all the oval holes for the dominoes. I noticed that the alignment of my aiming point was slightly off center, so rather than fix it, I decided to do it the hard way and compute the correct location of all the holes. Because that's way easier, right? And naturally, you'd want to do a test fitting before you apply the glue. You don't want to get halfway into it and realize it doesn't fit.
This is not bad for my first try. Yeah, I like it. I think what we'll do, I could go one step further and put dominoes in the sides here at the corners. I think what I'll do instead is just a couple of finishing nails.
So I put glue into all the domino sockets and applied glue to all the mating faces. Then I assembled it and put one box nail onto each corner, and that should hold it together. Once the glue's dry, it's going to be so tough it's not going to come apart. This box here is actually going to be a drawer in the bottom of the unit to hold all my sanders.
Now you see I had to cobble in that little strip right there. And the reason I had to do that is because 3/4 inch plywood is no longer 3/4 of an inch thick.
From here I moved on to the main body of this cabinet we're building. I laid out all the locations for the domino holes. Then I bored them, test fit them, glued them up, assembled it, then clamped it all together with a couple of strap clamps. The final step was to lay a bead of glue around the back and then attach the 1/2 inch plywood back I'd made for it. That'll go a long way to stiffening it up and adding to the structural integrity.
So there it is, using the homemade domino joiner to build a box. I plan on building quite a bit more with the domino now that I have it, and if you want to see the result of that endeavor, find me on Instagram. My name there is wildman.tech. Anyway, that's all for this time. I'm happy to answer any questions in the doobly-doo below, so please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Click up here to see my last video. Click over here to see something of mine that YouTube thinks you'll like. And have a good one.